Captain Happy. That was Deciphered, Thy Arcane Lore. The start of the album, whatever that's called. So, I got a problem. I've been shown for a few years now I'm supposed to go to the desert. And I think they've been trying to put that in my head a lot longer than that. So, I'm trying to analyze the situation. Like, yeah, I can find an exit out the world there. But no. Is there an exit out this world? I no longer believe in death. So, where does this exit exist? So the visions continue. And I suppose as the fucking flesh is scorched off my bones, I'm then shown all. But being no exit, I will return with what I'm missing. I don't really care if I'm right or not. There's 3 outcomes, and the 2 are great. And the one is they have something in place already to prevent me from doing this. And that's what's actually happening. The media has been sure to put those keywords in there. You know, I'm not sure sometimes if it's them. I believe this is God. He subverts the minds of the evil. And he makes openings. Maybe he does it for everyone. Maybe he has special people. Maybe his own bloodline he really looks out for. But I don't like the third option at all, because I just experienced the kidnapping and drugging last year, which could be said is not related at all, yet the events that have continually occurred, the police coming into my life and trying to steal everything down to my clothing, that's a bitch move. See, that's what happens when you go too far. When you're just... You should leave a little bit of confusion open for your enemy. You shouldn't really show your cards. But when you get down to stealing the clothing, or I'm using incorrect words, I could be totally wrong that everything that's been happening to me isn't fucking some sort of plan that all ties together with the same fucking common denominator. Let's not forget who the fuck I was born as and my ability to see patterns. But the clothes, trying to lock away from the clothes, that gives the hand away. That shows there is intent to prevent. There is an intent to stall. Now, we've known for years this is their only hand. They stall. They waste your time. They are not strong. They are not strong at all. They fear. They tremble when I come around. I have that on video probably 100 times. The fear in their eyes, and I do not approach people like this. I do, well, maybe occasionally, but not at these events. Oh no, I'm under direct command not to do this. And why would I? It is not in me. Well, it is in me. It's just not in me to fucking share it. It's in me to control it, to control myself, which is what this battle is really about in the end. It's about the people who refuse to control themselves and learn to act right and attempt to act right and fucking attempt to have some sort of mercy and remorse for people versus those who are just fucking empty fucking shells. But this battle has to end. I could say it has to begin for it to end. But it began so many thousands of years ago when we arrived on this planet. It really did. And it was known the battle was already taking place everywhere else. It was known. So, those godless people who are still interested in education should know that a person can predict what's going to happen when they've watched it happen for eons, for 1,000 years, 6,000 years, 7 trillion years. The outcome is inevitable. The paths able to be chosen are eventually seen. It's like playing a game of chess. You can become a chess master in a few years. These people, these beings are very limited. I don't even understand it myself. I know I'm limited because I have a limiter on me, and I'm not limited at all. There's much more. But to say in comparison to the world around me, I am limited, would be to deny the educators and the leaders who you all worship and look up to, supposedly, who claim I'm there. When I was a little fucking nothing, little embryo walking around in diapers, pretty much. But the fire of the desert, it calls my name. And it's calling their names, too. They seem just as scared of it as everyone else is. I was actually going to say, as I am, but it's, what fear do I fear? I fear what's going on in this world right now, I guess. I've said that out loud, so they turned the world into a nightmare to try to scare me. And it's just my vernacular. I act stupid and I speak in small terms. First of all, no one seems to appreciate when you're intelligent. And I mean, you can't go look up every word someone says. If someone says like 3 words you don't know in a sentence, why the fuck? Why would you even... People don't want to hear shit like that. If it's not on the internet. I mean, you can go look it up, but how many people do that? It took me years to learn to look shit up on the internet. Before, I was just fucking... on the internet. Let's leave it at that. But the fires of the desert, the heat, I can't help but think this is a missing key here. And I'm being shown this over and over. Just like everything else that's came. The riots. The plague. Although I don't think this is the real plague. I don't think there is like some plague floating around killing people. It's high. I'm being actually shown several times that there, although some of these people are bad, you can't trust every word they say. But then again, the words they say, the words they refuse to say, that are there to deceive. It's the omission that is the deception. I know those words, so I can just fill in the blanks on that. Just like one of you had a discussion with me in the comments. See, the difference between me and them is that they're doing their thing for them. They're all working together. They're all famous in the media. They're all working. They're literally all working together. I made like a 6-hour documentary, only released like several hours of it, on showing the web of deception, how the alt-right spanned out from what it was, Andrew England, Daily Stormer, to this and that, that and that. And I can do that with every group. I think I included the liberal. Did I include the liberals in that? I've definitely made pictograms about, that are much easier to read and understand. Memes are much easier to understand than me making an 8-hour documentary or a 300-page long book. No one's going to read a 300-page long book. First of all, you don't need it. I mean, if you want the proof, you have to go to them. You can't read my book. You can't watch my videos for the proof that I'm telling you that they've told me this stuff. You have to go to them if you want proof. First of all, much of that proof has been removed. Times of Israel articles people have spoken about, like Farrakhan or David Duke. Those people, articles removed. Wayback Machine, owned by the same people. Good luck getting anything of value from that eventually. Right? It's probably right now that you can no longer do that, because I noticed it changing last year, and that's when I looked into on it. I was like, oh, I know who owns this, because I seen what they were beginning to remove. And was I incorrect in my assumption of who owns it? Do you think I was? Do you think I was incorrect? I'll leave that up to you. I can't. Well, yeah, I can provide proof of that, can't I? But you can look it up. I don't like that term, do I? Why don't I like that term? Because they've taken everything. They've taken everything we use and turned it against us. The truther movement, the deception movement is the real, is the logical name of this. Everything we've done, they've taken over. And that even points back to the COVID thing, where it looks like COVID's, I mean, anyone with a brain fucking at this point can see COVID as a deception. But why? What's the point of it? That's the real. It's not important to see it's a deception, because by now people should already have seen that deceptions were going on. But we're just really releasing this shit fast at this point that you are obviously being deceived. What's the point of the deception? That's the whole truther and blah 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 movement. Libertarian, no, right, they're doing it good. That's the whole point of them, is to just deceive at that one point where it's vital to do the deception. To put people into office who blow dog whistles, which you know are whistles that are pointing at the truth. Yet, they're not the truth, because they are the enemy they claim to be. They simply can't be. They can tell you the truth all day. But if they're not telling you, hey, like, it looks like I'm part of this group, and I'm just not too happy with it. They're not telling you that. They're not being honest about who this group is. I can tell you, I'm part of their group. Probably by blood, maybe. Maybe I'm just the hybrid. I don't think that's what it is. I think I'm fucking of the stellar race. I believe that strongly. I believe I'm like the right hand of God at this point. Because of everything. You don't see my life. Only I see my life. If you want me to pass judgment on you and what I think you do in your life, it'd take me about 5 seconds. If you want to pass judgment on me and what I do in my life, it might take you a little bit longer. It might take you 2 minutes. That's hard to do, though, because, wow, my life isn't a 2-minute story. That's not at all what's happening in my life. Never has been, never will be, apparently. Why would I want it to be? It would be so lame, so boring. I'm like, damn, why has my life been a nightmare? And then the vision comes. Oh, yeah. Because anything else would be less than boring. Things are changing, though. People, you can't see that. You can't see the world's different this year. You think they're doing that? You think that's the final say? They get the final say. They get to control everything. They get to fucking lay the law down. They get to fucking deceive everyone. You think that's how it ends? You really think everyone just rolls over and gives up? Because that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like how it ends. That really is. But I strongly believe, from what's been put in my head, that if I go to the middle of the desert, which they have closed off. Oh, they just closed it off. Did I not say earlier? Paranoid schizophrenic me said that they're doing things to prevent me from doing this. I said months ago, like the second I couldn't go to the gym, I was like, oh shit, I can no longer train to fight these people by the hundreds and thousands. I said, dude, they're doing this shit to shut me down. Shut me down. COVID. They're doing it. It's not me. It's not about me. We have family. There's others of us. But we're isolated. And I'm shown that we're isolated for a reason. Could you imagine, like, the 14-year-old me meeting another 14-year-old me? I can, because I met people similar to me around those times, and it was bad enough that way. But we would have attracted so much more attention. And I think it's got something to do with the energies of the world. If we're dotted throughout different areas, we gather the energies of the world around us. This isn't just like I'm picturing blue sparkly dots flying through the air and ooh, there's flashing lights here and there. Look, I'm gathering the will-o'-the-wisps. Although, who's to say that's not what it is? But let's keep it in a term you can understand. I can do that with the mind control too, can't I? I've done that with that, haven't I? The radio waves, they're controlling your minds, aren't they? He's a conspiracy theorist. You're a truth denier, because the radio waves control the internet and the TV and the radio. So you've already lost that debate. And then again, that's not even where the truth lies. That's not the final question. Oh, are they using it to program us with television and stuff like that? At that point, you're at a new base of not knowing anything. See, you learn, and then now you don't know anything. You learn because You learned by unlearning. So now you don't know anything. See how that works? And then there's a new level. You're like, oh shit, that stuff in there, forgot a little bit of that. Now you're learning because you're unlearning. See, that's how you get smarter. You're like, I'm not that smart. I'm gonna listen to this person who's saying some shit and see how that works out. And then you do that a few times and you level up here. You're like, okay, I got up here. I was right. I wasn't that smart down here. And I learned some shit. And then you're here and you're like, I don't know much. I really can't do what I want to do with the knowledge I have. Hold on. Like, I really can't do what I want to do with the knowledge I have. So I need to learn more. Because I don't know anything about what I want to do. I don't know about it. So you find someone who knows something. And you go up here. And now you know something. And then you realize that's really not what I need to know. I need to know a little bit more. I don't know anything. You see how that works? The whole step of the way, you don't know anything. 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 The TV is lying to me. The books is lying to me. The radio is lying to me. The internet telling me all this shit is lying to me, is lying to me. The people telling me all this shit is lying to me, is lying to me. See how that works? You're like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Now I don't know what's going on. Now I don't know what's going on. What's going on? See how that works? That's where knowledge comes from. It comes from opening. Not closing yourself down. You're not like, hey, I know everything. I know everything there is to know. Nothing's ever going to change. These are my beliefs. You're not going up here. You're not going to go up that slide and go, oh, these are my beliefs. They got me here. They got me here. They got me here. No. You're going to have to change somewhere. The process of understanding. The process of understanding what they're doing is the same. Because it's all the same. Everything's like on cycles. And we build it on cycles. And we build it on like... like basic programming. It's real basic. Like this science call, there's like billions of these people in it. And there is no way they're pharisaical leaders. Carl Sagan, Einstein, and pals. There you go. You want proof? You just got it. The God and the prophet of science. So fucking easy to see. It's the same thing over and over. These little cycles, these programs. The program's just like copy and pasted, and they'll change it. Like it applies to politics, it applies to belief sets, it applies to everything. Like I can't even. It applies to like the creation and the purpose and the growth of the plants. Creation, growth, and purpose of the humans. Creation, growth, and purpose of the animals. Just different variables in the programming they're designed upon. All designed to work together. This is called intelligent design. Yet, intelligent design these days, I never heard anything like what I talk about. Yet I'm talking about intelligent design. And I'm showing intelligent design. I mean, maybe you need to learn botany to understand plants. Maybe you need to learn a bit about animals to understand animals. I always, remember I don't know what other people know, and I always forget other people don't know what I know. So, like, I'm putting out a fire yesterday. There's a fire in, like, this rich area right in front of the fucking Giant Eagle, which is like a rich, whitey fucking grocery center. Nice place and all that. Good, fresh food. A little bit. They used to have higher prices. I think they lowered their prices now. But again, that's part of the cycle. You find a good store in 2 years, it's gone. You're going to have to find your new clearance aisle. You're going to have to find your new discount store. Fucking everything's on this cycle of birth, growth, death. Decay, death. Okay, we have birth, growth, decay, death. Everything runs on these cycles. From what I see, there's about 9 cycles that control the world. I haven't documented this or I don't really take time to formulate math questions. My math teachers always were like, oh, we're gonna give you 100%, but you didn't show your work, so we're giving you 96%. And it's like, gee, just give me a fucking 100%, dude. Like, I don't need to show the work. I know the outcome. I know the fucking answer to the question. So I'm just like, throwing that word out there. 9. I didn't write it down. I didn't, make a little PowerPoint chart or anything, or pictogram. I didn't do any formulations. But yeah, about 9. Anyways, the intelligent design people don't talk about that stuff. Or at least, not that I know of. Maybe some of the older writings do and all that shit. Unless the entire thing was used just to make the word intelligent design look stupid. Just like the truther movement makes the word truth look stupid and detestable. It's like the Christians made Christianity look stupid and detestable. You go amongst them and they're like, yeah, it's time to repent or you're going to die. And it's like, what have you done for the world today? What have you done besides tell people they're going to fucking die and shit? What have you been preparing to do to stop this fucking criminal fucking synagogue of Satan? Do you even know who the synagogue of Satan is? Because if you don't know, there's a high probability you're being mind controlled by them. If you can't name who the synagogue of Satan is, then you don't know what the synagogue of Satan is or where it comes from, why it's named that. They put these words, they add the word Satan to the synagogue because they would get executed if they didn't. There is so much going on in this world, and people know so little. Everyone's a slave. I understand. Our people have emotions, unlike a lot of the other people and species, it seems. We understand that people are being deceived. We understand that. And that's why we talk about things like turning the other cheek, you could say. And it's actually highly incorrect for us to fight back if we're being fought by a deceived person. Because we know that they are not ill-intended. And that really fucks up the karmic division in the world. To know something is not evil, yet to face the energies of evil, it falls on us, I believe. It definitely falls on our conscious. Maybe this is a created thing. Maybe this is a programmed thing. But I have no doubt that our people have this shit figured out. And it's done for a logical reason. The cycles of the world are just a sign that it's intelligently designed. We cannot pull anything except for creation. That's a pretty big thing from the cycles of the world. How are the cycles controlled? Where does that come into play? What is the energy that binds this world together? I think that's where a lot of this ends, is understanding the real world around us. You know, sometimes my vision fades like a computer glitching. And I'm not sure if I'm seeing clouds, but when I look really, really far out in the distance, like a mile, like things look kind of blurry, like the draw distance is down. And they don't look blurry, they look cloudy, like there's less detail a mile away from me or something. And it's not my eyes, because I'm seeing, like, you know, pretty clearly a mile away in this instance I'm referencing right now. But I've noticed, I've seen the clouds before. So are the clouds constantly like just around us, and when you look a mile away, you're actually seeing clouds on the ground? Maybe that's all I'm seeing. But I've definitely seen things like skipping frames in my vision, pixelation.